Hi, everyone. Today I thought I'd read a column about my late husband, Bob. Um, Special Man. This is from June 1990, called Temper Temper. Yesterday I sat at a friend's kitchen table sipping coffee and listening to her troubles with her ex-husband. There was nothing I could do to help her, though I wanted to. All I could offer was a sympathetic ear. After hearing some of her horror stories about their marriage, I went home counting my blessings to be going through life with my husband, Bob. Bob is about the most patient person in the world to work with. Sure, I hear him lose his temper now and then, like the other day when I was going to call him in for lunch. A wrench he was pulling slipped while he was working on a tractor. The blue smoke that day didn't come from the tractor's exhaust, it came out of Bob's mouth. When I appeared around the barn, Bob was examining his bruised right hand and a nasty cut. His colorful language had already blown off on the wind. This summer, Bob and our son Rob has our son Rob helping with some of the machinery maintenance. One might think that along with how to use a wrench properly, Bob would be teaching Rob a few choice words to say to an obstinate engine. But he hasn't. Bob saves his spicier language for when the times he's working alone. My husband is a mild-mannered person usually. If anyone is going to fly off the handle, it will probably be me. I'm the emotional one. But Bob isn't a saint either. He just shows his feelings in different ways. While I'm ready to let my tongue show my temper, Bob quietly walks away. Weather has been affecting both of us emotionally the last few years. First 2 years of drought, now weeks and weeks of rain. If you didn't know Bob, you might think he's taking the rain in stride. Today I could tell it was getting to him. Clue number one. Bob's been taking his time getting out of bed on cloudy mornings. I never thought I'd have to admit it, but it worries me when my workaholic husband isn't joyfully working. Clue number two. Bob couldn't find the jelly. I watched this morning from the kitchen table as he went to the refrigerator. He already had bread in the toaster. I figured he wanted something to go on top of the toast. Bang, clang, he moved containers from one shelf to another. How come no one ever puts the jelly back where it's supposed to be? He growled. Bang, clang, slam. I stood by for as long as I could, then went to the appliance and handed him the jar of grape jelly. It was right next to the butter. A delicate rain continued to pitter-patter outside. To top off this rainy day breakfast, the bread in the toaster curled. It hit the heating element and filled the room with plumes of smoke before he could pull the plug. By the expression on Bob's face, I think he considered throwing the toaster out the window. Soon he returned to his usual amiable self, and we sat down to a quiet breakfast discussion. As we ate, we debated if it was worse for farmers when the crops wouldn't grow because of drought, or if it was harder to cope with rain that kept farmers from planting crops that would grow if put in the ground, or from harvesting lush green hay. That debate was left hanging as Bob finished eating and returned to his machinery repairs. For some reason, he felt better, and because he could feel better and could work again, I felt better too. Who could go figure on that? He worked too much sometimes. So, yes, my workaholic husband and his mother sometimes would leave her place on the porch in the sun if Bob was working on a machine nearby, because she could hear him and what he was saying to that machine. I hope you have a great day and have good memories. And yes, these memories are good of Bob, and I love sharing them with you. Until next time.